Do you ever get intimidated by anybody?
On set?
Yeah, like that. Like,
I mean,
for
I guess
example,
I wasn't intimidated by Alan on Dogma only by virtue of the fact that we didn't reach out to him. I never would have been like, let's get Alan Rickman. The dude was like way above our station.
right?
But he had gone in for a meeting at Miramax, and John Gordon, who was our exec, was like, "Hey, man, you'll never guess who was just in here." I said, "Who?" He goes, "Alan Rickman." I was like, "Hans Gruber was in the building. Did he blow it up or what?" And he goes, I said, "What was he there for?" And he goes, "We're talking to him about this Merchant Ivory movie. We're trying to get him to this Merchant Ivory movie, but all he wants to talk about is whoever directed Chasing Amy." I was like, "I directed Chasing Amy." He's like, "We should send him a script." And I was like, "Oh my God, he would be an excellent Metatron." I would never have presumed like one of my favorite actors, the guy who destroys every part he's in the best possible way, would ever align with our material.
Right.
And even in this script, I didn't think about it. But once he showed interest, we threw out instantly. And he was, other than Jason Mewes, the fastest yes I ever got from an actor in my life was Alan Rickman.
Wow.
We sent him the script. We FedExed him the script. He received it that morning. 2 hours later, called us, and he was like, "I'm in."
Because he loved Chasing Amy.
He really did. And then oddly enough, like it took me until almost when Alan died to realize, oh, we're friends. He stayed in our lives. And I always thought he was just being professionally courteous because it was like, oh, we made a movie together and stuff.
Yeah.
But like whenever I went to England, I would get a phone call no matter where I was. He'd be like, "Kevin, it's Alan Rickman. You're in my country. I'm taking you out to lunch."
Oh, wow.
And then sometimes I'd get a phone call. We'd be like, "Kevin, it's Alan Rickman. I'm in your country. You're taking
me to lunch."
He like kept our friendship going, man, for years. And I never realized that. But on set, by the time we got to set, while I did revere him, and more so than being intimidated, I was like, "Are you sure you want to do this for your career? Like you're doing quite well.
Are you sure you want to drive here from Orlando?" Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
That's how I felt when Kevin pulled up this morning.
Yeah.
Like, are you sure, man?
That was the most I had. But I wasn't intimidated by. Willis, I was intimidated by, and I think that's what affected our relationship.
Yeah.
I think like when I made a movie with him, when I was just in a movie with him, I was in Live Free or Die Hard.
Right.
And I was just a cast member. He loved me. When I was the director, perhaps I was like, oh my God, Bruce Willis. You know, maybe I was the little dog that bounces over the big dog in the Warner Brothers cartoon.
Yeah.
And perhaps that turned him off. I don't know. Perhaps it had something to do with the health condition that would come later on. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I feel like perhaps I was too like enthusiastic puppy and intimidated at the same time. He
understandable.
Was, which is weird because I worked with both of the leads of Die Hard.
Yeah.
And one of them who was like
super great.
The legend.
Yeah.
Like I was absolutely cool and comfortable with. And the one who's like from my country, from New Jersey, the pride of Penns Grove, New Jersey. I was intimidated by, I can't, you got to remember 2.5 years ago, I went to a mental hospital. So like everything ain't right upstairs.
Yeah.